How you doing today, John? My name's Charles with 7883 SEO and Marketing here in Colorado Springs, and I found you searching basically for accountants in Colorado Springs. I found you near the bottom of the page on Google Map Packs, but I didn't find you organically. And so, to tell you a little bit about me, I'm the owner, well, co-owner. My wife is also involved. But we own 7883 SEO and Marketing together here in Colorado Springs. And what we do is, we can build lead gens, we can build websites and do digital marketing, Facebook and Google ads and things like that. But right now, I'm looking at SEO, and so that requires me to basically pick a niche and go find underbuilt websites that aren't ranking well organically. So I came across yours through Google Map Packs, but you're not ranking organically. And if you're not ranking organically, you're not getting as much traffic. And so one of the big things with, when I'm looking is Google likes to see 12 to 1500 words of content on the front page of their website. It's super important for ranking. It's one of the major ranking factors. Within those words is where you actually put all your keywords, which is how people find you during keyword searches on the Google bar, on the Google search bar. If you don't have that, it's super hard for people to find you. I mean, imagine your brand new pretty website with no SEO. It's basically a billboard sitting in the middle of Death Valley. Nobody's going to see it. So I can see, you do have some content. I haven't actually looked at your keywords, but based on my metrics program, I know that you don't have a lot of keywords. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sending you this video. But essentially, it's underbuilt. So Google, for front page, they like to see 12 to 1500 words. Subsequent pages, they like to see 500 to 750. And that can range a little bit, especially on home pages, because depending on the industry or the niche, if you've got a competitor that's already ranking really high and he's got 1500 words, then in order for you to get up in his realm or outrank him, essentially, you would have to get above that, whether that's 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, whatever. But you would have to do something significant to knock him off the pedestal or even to get on the front page. So that has to do with your content here. Now, where that reflects, and I'm going to show you your competitor first. So the keyword that I used here, Colorado Springs, was accounting Colorado Springs. Really simple, really broad, brings up a ton of competitors. Your number one is Sakura. And so first thing we look at is we look at their authority score. This tells us, how well trusted the site is, and I can do this with any domain anywhere in the world. It tells us how well Google trusts them. But the other thing we're looking at that's super important and is another huge part of the ranking is their backlinks and their referring domains. There's usually a pretty good ratio of how many links you have versus domains that ultimately drives the traffic. So what this tells me is he's sitting somewhere, around 20%, 25%, which kind of falls in that happy zone between his links and referring domains, driving him adequate traffic organically, which is where you want to be, because you won't always have Google Maps to fall back on. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. So your competitor here is getting 377 organic people searching with intent, clicking through intent through the website and contacting these people with the intent of services. And so the other important part, this goes back to the content I was telling you about on your page, their keywords. They're using 165 keywords throughout their site. Maybe. Okay. So one of their high volume ones, other than their own name, but CPA Colorado Springs, 480. Tax accountant Colorado Springs, 140. Accountants Colorado Springs, 210. And they go on and on and on. And the reason this is important, obviously, the more keywords you have, the more opportunities you have to cast the net to catch and to convert into, I hate to put it that way, but, these people are leads and you're trying to run a business. And so, you get the leads in and then you try to convert them into sales, because at the end of the day, you're trying to put food on the table and take care of your family. And so if you don't have this volume, that's a lot of opportunity that's being missed, a lot of potential clients that could turn into long-term clients And you never know who's going to walk through the door or what type of client it's going to be. It could be somebody super important that needs a lot of work done. And me, I know that as well. I'm coming from experience. I do own multiple companies in Colorado. So, I have an accountant myself. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to look at your metrics really quick. And so your authority score is a little bit lower. It sounds like based on this authority score, this basically tells me that your site has been up a little while, but Google isn't really trusting. And the reason that is because you have a lack of content. And the reason I can see this is you have only a few backlinks, 61, but then your referring domains is 31. And with that kind of a ratio and having that many referring domains driving no organic search traffic, that tells me that these aren't relevant to your industry anyway, which isn't good. When it comes to needing backlinks built or created, they need to be industry specific. And so you are not driving any organic search traffic through a Google search. Everything, if you're getting, phone calls, it's coming through your Google Maps. It's not coming through your website. I can see that right now. Nobody's seeing it. So the whole billboard in the desert thing is real. And this is your metrics for this past month. The other thing we look at is your keywords. You've only got 7 keywords running through your website. And so that's pretty scary because you're setting yourself up on an island. Your biggest, it looks like, tax preparation, Colorado Springs, 260. You've got accountants, Colorado Springs, 210. Tax services, 110. Tax accountant, 140. So, really pretty low in comparison to your competitor. We can click back on your website really quick. It's not to say that it needs a total rebuild, but you would definitely need some more done to it. You would need more word content, maybe some photos, maybe dive deep into some of the things you do and why you do them and how they're beneficial to the clients, because the clients don't know. I remember when I first started my business years ago with one of my first companies, I didn't even want to hire an accountant because I didn't know anything about it. And I'm like, I can handle it myself. I ended up owing the IRS a bunch of money because I did my taxes wrong. So, I understand how important this stuff can be. And, in order to convert clients, we got to be informative. And so, there's some work that needs to be done here, whether you wanted a brand new web build or a rebuild or, just some added SEO. There's things that can be done. You're not necessarily stuck in a hole. And so I like to always explain that to people because it's not doomsday. The next thing that I look at, which is kind of the last ranking factor that's attached to backlinks, is actually citations, which is a form of a backlink. And so if we look at your competitor here, Sakura, they've got 27 citations with 42 more opportunities industry-wide. And Marple Accounting and Tax Resolution, which is you, John, you've got 13 with 48 opportunities. We can actually go in here. We can click in here real quick. We can actually go and see what your opportunities are. We can go through. We can see what kind of rankings they have, how good they are. The other good thing is, we can actually go in. We can see. I can click again. I can go in and do a comparison and see what all your competitors have. And it's going to pull up more competitors here. And it's going to show me everything that they've got a green check mark on. Basically tells you where they're at, but where they're lacking. So those are things that can be done. It helps your backlink profile. It helps your strength. And without the strength, you're not going to get the traffic. Without the traffic, you can't convert leads into new clients, expanding or scaling your business or, whatever you're looking to do. So I appreciate your time today. I've eaten up enough of it. But if this interests you in something that, maybe you want to explore an option of, maybe adding something to the current site or doing a rebuild, maybe a little GMB optimization, all you got to do is give me a call or shoot me an email back. If you're interested, we can get on Zoom or on a phone call or in person or whatever, talk for 15 minutes, kind of pick your brain, get some information, see what your goals and everything are and where you'd like to see it go, and we'll see if we can curate a package for you. All right, thank you for your time, and you have a great day.